All right, y'all. Got these oxtails going. What I've done so far is get them out of the package. Got them trimmed up. Nothing too crazy. Took off most of the fat, but left some because you're going to need some of that in the cooking process to make sure these things are nice and flavorful. About to get these things seasoned up. Here is my seasonings that I'll be using. So we got a little Southwest Chipotle, Mrs. Dash, a little Tony, a little smoked paprika. This right here will change your life. Everybody should have some of that. 5 pepper, 5 salt by Adams. Man, it's the best seasoning I've ever purchased. Then we got your regulars, a little onion, a little garlic, a little cumin, a little ground white pepper. And that won't be all the seasonings I'll be using, but that's the seasonings I'm about to season it with right now before I start to pan fry it a little bit in a little bit of oil. And then from there, we'll go to the oven just basically on a cookie sheet. And I'll continue to brown those a little bit more. And I'll use all those droppings from the pan fry to start my gravy. So let me show y'all how I do it. Stick with me. I got you. All right, y'all. Got a nice tall pan. About to get that thing sprayed up with a little canola oil or a lot of canola oil. Not when you front. Spray a lot of that in there. Oh, look at there. At my top. All right, y'all. Got them things all seasoned up. Man, if you could smell the smell from that five pepper, 5 salt seasoning, man, it's crazy. All right, oil is all hot, a little bit too hot. Had to take it off real quick, but we're gonna start with some of these small ones. Get to throwing them in there. Get some of these small ones in there first. Get them all browned up. And you basically gonna repeat this process over and over until you're done. Don't crowd the pan too much because then you're gonna start boiling them joints, and you don't want to do that right now or at all. You want to braise in the oven and you want to brown right here at this point. So don't crowd it too much. A couple more, and we'll wait for the next batch. So we'll get those all browned up. We get the whole thing all browned up, then we'll come back. I'll show you what I do next. All those little droppings at the bottom of that pan there. It's gonna make some real good gravy when it's that time, but it's not that time yet. I'm gonna show y'all what's next in just a moment. All right, this is the last of the ones that's browning. Let's get them up out of here in the pan fry. We still got a little bit more browning to do. It's the part I was telling you all about that I do that not everybody does, which is all them little goodies up in there. That's gonna become gravy in just a moment, but hang in there. Stick with me. Stick with me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw those in the oven. Get a little bit extra browning on there. A lot of people don't do that. They just do the pan frying. I do the pan frying and the oven. So we're gonna do that, get them out, and then we'll start on the next phase with the onions and peppers and all that and making gravy. Show y'all how to do that in just a moment. All right, my people, they coming out of the oven. Show you what I do next. So look how brown those joints are, man. That ain't nothing but flavor. You do all this to add more flavor. And my little trick is everybody know how fatty and greasy oxtails is. I'm leaving all that where it's at. So when I take these out, get my tongs here. I'm gonna put them temporarily onto this paper towel. I'm just getting rid of some of that fat, man, because oxtails are Very, very fatty. And the more you could get rid of, the better. But I'm still, it's still gonna have enough to keep the flavor, have a lot of good flavor. I'm not gonna leave them too long on here. I'm really just setting them on here. And then as soon as I'm done setting them on here, I'm just gonna flip them over and flip them out. So if the video don't take too long with me doing this, I'll let y'all stay with me instead of cutting out. It's just to get rid of some of that fat, y'all. I mean, if you eat oxtails, you already accept the fact that they are just more fattier than pretty much any other food you eat. But that's my little way. You see how greasy that pan is? Now, all that don't have to go with me into my braising process when I make my little gravy. So boom, got them all off of there onto here. And I won't leave them on there long. I don't want to dry them out or nothing. I just want to catch as much of that fat as I could. Then I just pull this out. Pull that out, boom. Next step is, let me close that so we get all hot up in here. Boom, y'all. Beef broth. Don't hate on me with the gravy pack and the beefy onion and the Tony's little gravy mix here. I'm doing half. You'll see my whole little scraping up from the bottom thing here, doing my own gravy. And then I'm trying to make good food. I'm not trying to win no cooking competition, you feel me? So get you some of that Tony gravy mix, some minced onion, some beef bouillon, beefy onion, of course, onion bell pepper, the McCormick gravy mix or whatever kind of gravy mix you rock with, and then some beef broth. And I'm gonna show you what I'm about to do with all that in just a moment in that pan right there. All right, be right back. All right, y'all, next step, got these onions and bell peppers, hot oil. That's the droppings and the oil that was left behind from earlier. Throw them joints up in there. Kind of went everywhere, but it's all good. All good. Yep. All that stuff that sat at the bottom of that pan about to turn into some real deal flavoring. Use the camera work because I'm doing my own camera work as we go. Got them joints sitting to the side, waiting there patiently. Get to crank that oven back up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this minced garlic in there, and then I'll come right back. All right, y'all, got that minced garlic in there with the onion and bell pepper. Got a little beef bouillon cube I'm about to throw in there. It's gonna disintegrate, I ain't even worried about it. Got that Tony ground gravy mix, about to throw a little bit of that up in there. It's just a powder. And it just brings it all together, to be totally honest with you, man. Even though I'm putting other gravy in there, this Tony, I just sprinkle a little bit in there. At this point, don't want to come out. There we go. Let's come out. Put a little bit of that in here. All right, y'all. We're gonna get everything up off the bottom there with some beef broth before it starts to burn on us. Raise all that up. No exact measurements, because that ain't how we get down. Y'all already know that. That was about half of this this container here of beef broth thrown up in there. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is in a bowl, I'm gonna mix up a pack of that beefy onion with that brown gravy and some water. I'm gonna mix all that up so I don't get no lumps or nothing like that. So I'm gonna mix that in with this and some more water. You always wanna account for the cooking time. These gonna cook for a long time. So adding a little bit more water, I'm not gonna put the exact amount of water needed for that gravy. And then plus we already got the beef broth in here doing this thing. So I'm gonna add more water for the cooking time. That moisture is gonna evaporate out of there, and it's gonna leave me with a nice thick gravy. And these are the type of oxtails that I'm not making oxtail stew or nothing like that. This is more the soul food style that you eat over a bed of rice, and that's what me and my wife are gonna do today. So stick with me. I know my my videoing and all that is kind of ghetto, man, but it's all good. There's some good stuff though, man. So if you decide to try this little recipe, and honestly, I picked up this recipe from a lot of different places, my grandma, my mama, the internet, things that I just wanted to try, and I just put it all together. So anyway, about to mix all that up real quick in a bowl, add more water, and then get it poured all over that. Put some foil on it, get in the oven. And yeah, we'll be cooking for about 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours, till the joints is falling off the bone and you're ready to go. So I'll be right back in a moment, showing you that pour over game, and then we'll get in the oven. All right, in this bowl is what I just told y'all, the brown gravy mix, the McCormick brown gravy, and the beefy onion Lipton soup, game changer. One of those is in here as well, and some cold water. I mix it up so I don't get that lump game. And then we just pour that in, and we're also gonna add some more water to this mixture. All right, finna have to put the phone down because I'm recording myself and get all them goodies out of that bowl. I'm gonna add some water to this mixture here, get it poured over the oxtails, get it in the oven, and then we'll see what we got at the end, y'all. Stay with me. Look at there. That pour over game was a fool. Look like it's ready, huh? Ain't even put it in the oven yet. Yeah. I get that foil on that joint, wrap it up, get it in the oven, let it go for about 2.5 hours. And then it's gonna be eating time, man. Make some rice, slap that oxtail gravy over that bed of rice. It's gonna be bananas. All right, y'all, stick with me. All right, people, this is the end result right here, man. It came out pretty good, sitting in that gravy. You know, about to get this rice popping. Get the oxtails on that rice, pour some of that gravy on there. Could have been a little thicker, but it's all good. You know, it's more like a au jus type of consistency, but it's all good. Super flavorful, super tender. Went for a couple hours, 2.5 hours in the oven. Covered the whole time, didn't disturb them. Yeah, man. So if y'all want to try this out, give it a shot, man. It's well worth it. Well worth it. All right, people. Appreciate y'all checking out my first little cooking video. And I'll check y'all next time, man. Peace.